What's up guys, it's Melanie here. Welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna do like a cook with me video. So mostly a cooking video, but today I'm gonna make the pasta spaghetti Olio. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but basically it's a pasta with, garlic and olive oil sauce. But one of my favorites actually. So I got the thin pasta noodles here, got the red peppers here, I got some garlic cloves here that I peeled, olive oil obviously, and parsley here that I just bought from the store. But I'm gonna boil the pasta noodles into the pot. So yeah, and I'm really excited because this is my favorite pasta, honestly. And well, obviously I don't eat it every day just cause it's a lot of oil, honestly. And I guess too much oil is gonna cause like a lot of like health issues in the future. So it's all about having the best balance and moderation, and it's always important to stay healthy. But honestly, I mean, you cannot be eating too clean like all the time, or else it's gonna be risky because you gotta have some sugar and some fat in your body, to survive. But my dog, I'm just gonna heat up the water here, and yeah, so I'm just gonna, cut some of the garlic, and one second. Gonna cut some garlic here, and so I just peel, as much garlic cloves to make it more fresh and flavory when I cook it. And I love garlic into my pasta, and I thought it fits a lot. And yeah, I've never been to Italy, honestly, but I would want to. And I also want to try to make pasta on scratch, because honestly I tried cooking pasta on scratch, but it didn't turn out well. And I'm not sure if I mixed the flour, eggs, and oil together correctly. And when I tried to cut up the pasta into strings as nicely, and when I boil it into the water, the pasta noodles turned out to be really fat, so that didn't help, honestly, unfortunately. But at least I tried. But I gotta get like a good chef or someone to help me out on that, because I really wanted to make my own pasta noodles one day, like on scratch, but it's really hard. But I think like if you get like a pasta machine to like cut it up correctly, then maybe it wouldn't be as big when I boil it into the pot, But yeah, Olio is my favorite, and one of my favorite pasta noodles. And I'm not sure if they sell it in like restaurants, but maybe they do, but not all restaurants sell it. And yeah, so I've been addicted to pasta a lot, but my favorite dish in the world. And I love going to Olive Garden, while some people do not like going to Olive Garden. But it depends, honestly, because every person has different tastes, I mean, some people don't like going to Taco Bell, while some don't, and that's totally okay. But yeah, and I remember when I go to Italian restaurants, I would always like order pepperoni pizza when I go Italian restaurant, where I didn't have a chance to try pasta. But luckily when I tried pasta, it was actually really good. So now I kind of ditched on pizza, so I didn't really like order pizza anymore when I go to Italian restaurants. But so now when I go to Italian restaurants, I order like, fettuccine alfredo pasta. But I don't order the same thing all the time when I go to Italian restaurants. So sometimes I try to like order other pasta dishes that I never tried because I don't want to, eat the same thing like a lot because then I'll get bored of it. But gotta add some sauce into this pot of water in order to dissolve the flavors. But yeah, I cut some garlic here, and maybe I cut a little too much, but maybe if I cut all of it, I'll just save some, for later maybe. Yeah, and I think this is how you cut it, like maybe in this shape here. Yeah, it's nice. And yeah, and funny part is that when I took a communication courses in college, we have to write about a certain topic. I don't remember what topic we have to write about, but I know in one of my like projects and essays or final paper, I wrote this final paper about vampires. Like, is Peter Plogowitz, I think that's his name, is a real life vampire. So I tried to like write down some, basic points and everything to prove that he's actually a real life vampire back in the old days. So funny part is when I presented to everyone in groups about this paper, this student or my classmate asked me a question after I finished presenting, and she said, "Hey Melanie, I have a question. I live in the city where it's full of garlic, so I wanted to know if there's actually vampires in this area." And I just said, that's a great question. Probably not, but better to get your garlic or anything to be safe and sound. But yeah, that's kind of what I said. But yeah, I heard like in order to kill vampires, you need garlic or like maybe a big wooden stake as well. But maybe sometimes you cannot rely on garlic a lot unless you get a big chunk of garlic. But yeah, I cut up the whole garlic here. So I washed the parsley, so I'm gonna cut it into smaller pieces and everything. And yeah, I think the pot is getting a little very hot for the water, so I'm gonna pour this spaghetti pasta. So yeah, hopefully, okay, hopefully it doesn't spill. Okay, whoa, okay, got it. But yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna let it, melt. Well, not melt, but soften the pasta. But yeah, I cut up some garlic here, so now I'm gonna cut, some parsley here. Yeah, I feel like parsley and garlic goes well with, the pasta, like spaghetti and other, pasta stuff. But it depends what kind of pasta recipe you make, because, not every pasta is the same ingredients in some stuff, but you gotta read the recipes correctly so that you don't mess up, So now I'm gonna cut this. Yep, this is how you cut it, You gotta make sure it was cut all the way like that. And I used to, be afraid of using knives, but not anymore. But now I know how to use safety skills when it comes to working in the kitchen. I mean, I never work in like restaurants or anything like that, but I mean, it's an interesting job opportunity, but I don't think I would want to be a waitress, like hospitality or anything like that, just because I don't do well working with customers, and working in restaurants can be very draining and anxiety a lot, because it will be worse for someone who has social anxiety or someone who is sensitive, because what I meant by that is I don't think becoming a waiter or a waitress is a right fit for someone who has social anxiety unless you face your fear or seek help from a coach who can help you cope with your anxiety about it. And for me, I decided not to, work as a waitress or anything like that, because I wanted to, you know, find something that fits well for me, and it's probably best because if I work at the job that ruins my social anxiety, then it might, you know, affect my job performances. So that's why I decided not to work in restaurants or fast food, because customers can be really like hangry, because a lot of them come to restaurants or like fast food where they're very hungry and they're in a big hurry because they're excited to get their food or drinks or anything like that. So yeah, it is very, you know, hard, and it takes a lot of time and patience, and also customers can be very rude when they're eating their dishes and felt like it was the waitress' fault or waiter's fault for causing the food to go wrong. And it sucks that we have to deal with customers complaining to us about and accusing us of messing things up, even though it's not always our fault, and it sucks, honestly. And yeah, I never worked as a waitress before, but I'm glad I didn't and will never apply for it. Well, obviously I'm 26, and you know, I'd rather deal with children than, you know, customers, honestly. Yep, I cut the parsley like this, and yeah, now it's like really nice like this, you know. Yeah, this is good, honestly. Yep, this is how I cut stuff here, and wow, looks nice here. So yeah, I'm gonna wash this, you know. Well, I didn't wash it, I just rinsed it out, and I'm also going to, you know, mix this a little bit because, you know, the pasta is going into the hot water and going to dissolve it, honestly. And usually when I heat up for the pasta, I just, you know, pour water into the pot and then heat it up. And then when it goes hot, I added salt, and then later add pasta, because I don't want to just, you know, add water and then heat it up and then right after add the pasta in it, because I feel like it might take forever to, you know, heat up the pasta noodles like that. So I thought doing this is a lot better, honestly. But yeah, and honestly, like, yeah, I mean, maybe one day I needed to learn how to make pasta noodles on scratch, because I feel like it's more fresher, honestly. And again, I tried making it, but it's very hard. And maybe I'm not mixing the ingredients correctly, or maybe I don't understand what the recipe is talking about. So maybe that's why it didn't turn out well. But yeah, but it's really hard, honestly. Oops. Well, that isn't so bad, is it? But yeah, all the pasta is heating up like this. So right now we're just gonna wait, you know, for it to like heat it up and everything. So I'm done boiling the pasta. So I turned off the heat. So I meant heater from the stove. So I'm just gonna use my gloves here and just take this. So I'm gonna pour this to the bowl here for the pasta to drain. So now I got a pan here, so I'm gonna add olive oil. So usually for the olio, we have to add a lot of olive oil, but yeah. So now I'm gonna heat up the olive oil here. But I'm just gonna heat this up. So yeah, this is kind of how, you know, we make Olio. And but it's kind of a simple recipe and one of my favorites, and I think I like it better than fettuccine alfredo maybe, but I don't know about anyone else, but I think it's a simple recipe, and fettuccine alfredo is easy to make as well. And yeah, we're just gonna heat this up, you know. And yep, I just cut my parsley here. Well, we're just gonna add, garlic on here. So I tossed garlic on here, so right now it's kind of heating up, which is good. So yeah, very excited, and I'm gonna turn the fan on for it to, manage the heat here, sort of. Add the red peppers here. Other than that, I'm just gonna mix it, But yeah, it's pretty easy, honestly. And I wish I know this recipe long time ago, because back then I would always make fettuccine alfredo a lot at home. And until someone posted this pasta recipe on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, that is so interesting. I needed to make it too. So yeah, here it is. And then, so after that is boiling a little bit, I think maybe I should wait it a little bit for it to dissolve maybe, but yeah, it's pretty easy, you guys. But I'm gonna add the pasta noodles. I'm just gonna use it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna mix it like this. So this is how you make the olio pastas, and some people use linguine pasta noodles, but somehow I use spaghetti, but I realized that some people use spaghetti. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use spaghetti noodles. So yeah, it's really like easy, honestly, and maybe I should add a little bit more pasta noodles. But this is really easy, you guys, and yeah, and so yeah, right now, I'm just glad I know how to make this, honestly, because sometimes I get lazy cooking, but at least I found some easy recipe like this one. But I mean, I can't eat it every day because you need some protein, honestly. But that's what I'm gonna say over there. And after I mix this, I'm gonna add some parsley here. Oh. Yep, this is how you make olio at home. Maybe they do make it in restaurants, but I'm not sure, honestly. But hopefully one day I save up enough money to go to Italy, because I wanted to try other Italian food. Maybe I should add a little bit red pepper here. I love cooking, and I know some people don't like cooking, and sometimes cooking can be a good coping mechanism, honestly, but everyone's different. And I remember I wanted to go to culinary school back then, but I realized there's a lot of pros and cons, and I'm not sure if working in culinary arts is worth it, maybe, because due to a lot of burnouts and working in kitchens, because you're going to do some physical demand techniques, like mostly hands-on stuff, and you might deal with a lot of yelling and cussing by other people there. So that's the other hard part that can be triggering for those who are highly sensitive or those who are on the autism spectrum. But that's just what I think over there. And also, you're gonna have to work long hours, and I heard the pay is not that great maybe, so yeah, that's what I heard over there. But I think this is done, so I'm gonna turn this off. But I turned the stove off, so yeah, this is how you make Olio at home, and it's really good, honestly. But this is what the Olio looks like. But wow, looks amazing. And this is how you make it at home. And I remember when I make it, like after I'm done cooking it and I put it on here and then I add some Parmesan cheese. And now looking back, I'm like, nah, I don't need it, because I also saw like other people online don't really add Parmesan cheese, but it is kind of an optional. But I decided not to. But yeah, this is how you make it, and it's really good, honestly. I love this so much. Wow, great job. Yeah, this is what it looks like, and it's so freaking amazing, and I love it, honestly, guys. But if you want more cooking videos soon, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye!